Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is your host with the biggest nose, JZ Courtside, coming at y'all today on Wednesday, May 20th. I hope your basketball team won last night. And, well, I guess mine did, because I am Knicks FC for the rest of these actually, for the rest of the playoffs. Why not? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good morning. I hope everybody's having a phenomenal start to their day. So happy to see all of y'all tune in, as always, especially you guys, podcast listeners. If you guys can just do me a massive favor, because y'all aren't doing it. We're having more and more listeners over there, but you guys just are not leaving a 5-star rating and 5-star review. I say it at the start of every show. Hook a brother up, help me out, leave a 5-star rating and review, okay? Guys, in today's show, we are going to be breaking down the game from last night, Knicks versus Cavs, and what a game it was. In case you don't know, we host our watch parties in our Discord server for most of these games. My fiance's out of town. She's visiting home for 2 weeks. So I have another week of the crib to myself. So I don't really want to just watch the games by myself when I can watch it with my lovely community in my Discord server. So guys, if you want to join the Discord, the link is in the show notes, description, in the chat. If you just type in ! Discord over there. I do appreciate everybody for tuning in. We're going to be breaking down that game. We're going to talk about X factors for this series so far, and what I called and what I was right about and what I was wrong about. We are also going to talk about the adjustments that both these teams need to make going into game 2. Although I think one team they're a bit more confident than the other one now. And then today we are also going to be talking about a recent head coach being out on their team, so not fired. I assume that he said, nah, you know what, I'm done, and left. We'll talk about that briefly at the end of today's show, as well as predict the game tonight, which is Thunder versus Spurs, which, in case you don't know already, we will be hosting another watch party. That is 4 days in a row. We have hosted a watch party in our Discord server, so be sure to join it. Hang out with us. I don't know about you guys, but I don't really have any friends that watch basketball. I don't. Casually, but I can't engage in conversation with them. You know what I mean? So if you guys want to make some friends, other ball knowers, Discord, join it. Appreciate y'all. I got nothing left to say, except let's just get right into today's show. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got to talk about this game. We got to talk about it. The Knicks lead the series 1-0. The Cavs' historic choke job give the Knicks the win. This game went into overtime, and the Knicks won 115-104. So let's talk about what happened last night, ladies and gentlemen. How about let's start with a comeback? Do you guys see the stat circulating that I think it was like teams that are up by 20 with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter? I think the stat was 643-0. I think that's what the stat was off the dome. Well, the Knicks last night decided to make that 643-1. The Knicks came back. They were down 22 with 8 minutes left in this game. And they came back. And there's many reasons why they came back. So let's go ahead and give credit where credit is due. And that, it's 549. Thank you. If that's the stat, thank you guys. Sorry, I probably should have saved it just to make sure. Let's talk about why the Knicks came back. All right. Well, 2 words. His name is Jalen Brunson. In the fourth quarter, Jalen Brunson went off for 15 points and he shot 7 for 9. Actually, I was right. It was 643. Okay, thank you, Purple App Chat. I don't know why I listened to the TikTok. I appreciate it. Yeah, teams up 20 plus with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter of playoff games are 643-0. So thank you, TikTok, for selling the bag on there. I was right. Why would I believe the TikTok chat ever? Jalen Brunson, the best point guard in the East, went on for 10 minutes in the fourth quarter and scored 15 points, dropped 2 assists, grabbed a rebound. He was a plus 16 on the court and 7 for 9 from the field. And he also hit his one and only 3 for the entire playoffs. For the entire game 1. Now, I said it starts with Jalen Brunson, but in actuality, it starts with Mike Brown. I want to give credit to Mike Brown because not only did he make the correct coaching adjustments, it took him a bit longer. I don't know why it took him so long, because I said it in the first half. In fact, I said it before this game started, and I'm taking credit for this game. I'm taking credit. So Knicks fans, y'all can thank me for this win. Genuinely. Everything I say on my Discord server, I don't know what coach on the sideline has my sound going through their ears, but they heard me loud and clear. I said before this game started in my watch party last night, I said, and I quote, this is not a Jose Alvarado series. This is a Landry Shamet series. And he didn't play. until the fourth quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here to tell you that Landry Shamet was the offensive prowess, the offensive savior, but Jose Alvarado is too little to be guarding guys like James Harden and guys like Donovan Mitchell. Hell, even Sam Merrill. The moment Landry Shamet came into this game, he hit 2 threes. He was 2 for 2 in the fourth quarter. 2 for 2. And he even hit another 3 in overtime. So he was 3 for 3 in the final minutes of this game. So now let's talk about Landry Shamet and what he brings to this matchup. Last night, he played the final 17 minutes of this game. Finally, 17 minutes. And I said it off. I said it right before the game started, and I was saying it the entire first half. This is not a Jose Alvarado series. This is a Landry Shamet series. And he played the final 17 minutes of the game, had 9 points, 1 rebound. He was a plus 25. Team high. He was a plus 25. I preached it all first half, and Mike Brown listened, and Mike Brown did it. Plus 25 on the court. So when I tell you that the Trailblazers are trying to hire a coach for the low, hey, Dundon, hit me up, bruh. Dundon, hit me up. I'll go for cheap. Tiago Splitter, I don't need a few million. I'll take a couple $100K. I love basketball. I love the sport. I got you. Dundon, call me. Your Hurricanes arena is 10 minutes down from my house. Give me a call. I'm available. You just got to trade a certain player before I can come coach for you. Let's go ahead and talk about the rest of this game. Let's talk about the other side. Let's talk about why the Knicks were doing this. Well, they kept switching James Harden onto Jalen Brunson. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you this is James Harden's fault, because that's what the TikTok is doing. James Harden sucks. Pitchforks and torches. This is not James Harden's fault. Believe me, I'd love to sit here and blame James Harden. I would love to sit here and blame James Harden. I would love to. But did you guys really expect a different game from James Harden? This is James Harden. This is old James Harden. The longer the playoffs go, the worse he gets. And ladies and gentlemen, this is as long as that road's going to take him. Last night, James Harden, in 42 minutes, had 15 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal and a block, -6. He had 6 turnovers, 5 field goals. He was 5 for 16, ladies and gentlemen. He had 6 turnovers. This was the 6th game of the postseason where James Harden had more turnovers than field goals made. This is not James Harden's fault. This loss is not on James Harden. In fact, I'm going to piss a lot of people off when I say this. Mainly the TikTok people. The Purple App chat, you guys know ball. This loss is on 2 guys. It's not Dean Wade. It's not Evan Mobley. It's not Jared Allen. It's not Sam Merrill. It's not Max Strus. It's not even Dennis Schroeder, who shot 1 for 9. It is on Kenny Atkinson and Donovan Mitchell. That's who I'm blaming this loss on. And incoming the TikTok to say, what? Donovan Mitchell? How dare you? You don't know ball. You don't know ball, JC. Donovan Mitchell was the best player for the Cavs. He was. For the first 3 quarters. I just want to say before I get into my point, Skybound, thank you so much for leaving the TikTok and coming through to the purple stream, bro. I appreciate you very much. Welcome. Be sure to join the Discord. It's definitely not Thomas Bryant's fault. I'm going to start with Donovan Mitchell, okay? Before I talk about Kenny Atkinson, I'm going to talk about Donovan Mitchell because I blame Donovan Mitchell more for this loss than I do James Harden. Genuinely, I do. I do. All I can imagine, right? Let's just look. I have to look at salary because as we know, the Cavaliers have the most expensive salary in the entire NBA. Donovan Mitchell is going to be making $50 million next year. He's making 46 right now. Okay. Hell yeah, Skybound. Definitely join the Discord. Donovan Mitchell is making $50 million. Okay. All I'm going to say, there's a difference between missing shots, creating turnovers, and just not taking shots. Let's look at every star in the league. Donovan Mitchell, Steph Curry, Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis, Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg's a rookie. Victor Wembanyama, Giannis, Joel Embiid. The list goes on. Will you ever see them sit in the corner for the last 17 minutes of the game? Just sit in the corner. Even Embiid's broken body is not sitting in the corner for the final 17 minutes of a game 1 playoff series. He sat in the corner the entire fourth quarter and the entire overtime. And I was saying this live in my watch party in my Discord server the entire time. The entire time I kept saying, where's Mitchell? Where's Mitchell? Where is he? And he's just standing in the corner. I'm going to talk about last series very quickly. The Cleveland Cavaliers were in a dogfight with the Detroit Pistons because they were playing through James Harden, okay? This is not the reason they brought James Harden in. This team is Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, and James Harden. James Harden is the footnote on this team. But against the Pistons, James Harden was the one bringing the ball down the court. James Harden was the one taking clutch shots. James Harden was the one foul baiting all game. James Harden was the one deciding whether they were going to win or lose. And then in game 7, Donovan Mitchell was the one with the ball in his hands. Donovan Mitchell was the one with the ball in his hands, and he was the one that was going to decide whether they were going to win or whether they were going to lose. And I said, and I quote, Kenny Atkinson took him long enough, but he figured it out. He figured it out. Play through Donovan Mitchell. Let him get everybody involved. You don't have to shoot and rely on a make or miss. Get the assist. And that's what they were doing the entire first half. Hell, that's what they were doing in the third quarter. And then they stopped doing it. They reverted back to games 1 and 2 and 3 of the Cavaliers last series. They stopped doing it. They stopped playing through Mitchell. Mitchell stopped going for the ball. James Harden was the one bringing the ball down the court. Max Strus was the one bringing the ball down the court. Even Evan Mobley brought the ball down the court before Donovan Mitchell did in the fourth quarter. You are making $50 million. You talk a lot of shit. You claim to be the best two-way guard in the NBA, which we all know that ain't true. And you're not being aggressive and going for the ball? You're not doing that? So this loss is on Mitchell, and it's on Kenny Atkinson. Let's talk about Kenny Atkinson, because I was talking about this yesterday, and now you're seeing all the tweets about it. The Knicks went on a 7-0 run at the 8-minute mark of the fourth quarter. They went on a 7-0 run, ladies and gentlemen. And then I remember in the watch party, some guys were talking in the watch party saying, like, man, the game is getting interesting. Game's getting interesting. They were down by, I think, still 15 at this point. And then me and my favorite Pacers viewer, my only Pacers viewer, Solo, we just kept yelling over each other. Timeout, 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 timeout. No timeout. Timeout, timeout. Now they're only up 13. Timeout. Now they're only up 11. Timeout. Timeout. And now they're only up 8. It took an 18-1 run to call a timeout. Kenny Atkinson said after the game, after he was smiling, after a loss, saying, I like to hold on to my timeouts. I don't like being at the end of the game without 1 or 2 timeouts. Hey, Kenny. Hey, Kenny. You wasted 3 timeouts at the end of that game. I just need you to understand that. When it's underneath 3 minutes in a game, they take whatever excess timeouts you have, and you're only left with 2 timeouts. So you'll see a lot of coaches, especially in the playoffs, call a timeout, and then like 1 play later, call another timeout, just to give their players a little bit more rest and leeway, right? To recoup. He called the timeout after the Knicks were on an 18-1 run, okay? And then he lost his other timeout because they had to take the other one because he had 4. So they took away his other timeout because he didn't call it. He called 1. So now he's used 1 out of the 2, and then he just let the other 2 go to waste. Kenny Atkinson likes to hold his timeouts for the end of the game. When it was Cavs ball with 18 seconds left, they didn't call timeout, which I personally like. If you call timeout, it allows them to bring in Mitchell Robinson. It allows them to bring in like their elite defenders. Kenny Atkinson said he likes to have his timeouts at the end of the game, and Kenny Atkinson only used one of his final 4 timeouts. If I was a Cavs fan, I'd want him fired immediately. Immediately. You had your use it or lose it timeout and you didn't use it. You had 2 of them and you used one when you allowed them to go on an 18-1 run. Another idiotic thing that Kenny Atkinson did was you continuously played Dennis Schroeder. I understand you traded for Dennis Schroeder. I watched Dennis Schroeder last year against Jalen Brunson. It does not work. Jalen Brunson got going. How, ladies and gentlemen? I'd like you guys to tell me, Knicks fans, how did Jalen Brunson begin to get going? How? How did this run start? We all know it started with one play in particular. Jalen Brunson was driving to the hoop, stopped, defender behind him, and he shot but went backwards. Because that's a natural shooting motion. Jalen Brunson drove in and then jumped backwards and got the foul. That's how this run started. It was with free throws. Brunson kept getting free throws. You wonder why? Because he kept having Dennis Schroeder and James Harden on him. Dennis Schroeder and James Harden. James Harden looks like he has his feet got cement poured on his feet and he couldn't move it. He couldn't move his feet anymore. He was just walking past him. Brunson was just walking past James Harden. In fact, they switched James Harden 9 times onto Jalen Brunson in the fourth quarter. 9 times. And he gave up an average of 1.9 points per switch. Dennis Schroeder cannot play against Jalen Brunson. I watched it last year in the playoffs, and I'm watching it now. He was good when he was getting assists. If you guys watched, he had 5 assists, and he was cooking in the third quarter, but then he kept shooting. He kept shooting. I don't need to talk about Landry Shamet anymore. I talked plenty about him. Yesterday, I talked plenty about him, saying that he was going to be this is going to be a Landry Shamet series. And I talked about him last night, and I talked about him this morning. Shout out Landry Shamet, team high plus 25. I said this is a Landry Shamet series, not a Jose Alvarado series. I don't want to see Jose play respectfully in this series. He's fine for Schroeder, but you need Landry Shamet out there. All I'm going to say, even though Dennis Schroeder and James Harden shot for a combined 6 for 25. That's right. 6 for 25. Even they weren't as bad as Donovan Mitchell and Kenny Atkinson. Donovan, you're a $50 million player. You can't be a 3-quarter player. You cannot be a 3-quarter player. You can't. Especially not on the biggest stage. That crowd was dead. You had guys sitting courtside contemplating their lives because they spent $130,000 for tickets. And then you let them get excited about something. And then you let them in the game. And then you allowed your fans to beat up Cavs fans outside. That last one isn't a surprise. Shout out to the New York Knicks. My Carmelo Anthony high school jersey is obviously good luck for them. I got to buy me a Brunson jersey. I have to. Because watching this man play, he's the best point guard in the East. He's the best point guard in the East. He's incredible. He plays well. He's a playoff riser. He has he's the second fastest point guard in NBA history, in playoff history, to score 2,000 points. The only one who did it faster than him is Stephen Curry. Brunson is that guy. He may be a little chunky. He may play buddy ball a little bit too much. But my God, is he great. And the Knicks win. And honestly, I think I broke down this game perfectly. Now, I want to talk about the adjustments that both teams need to make, okay? First of all, I would like to shout out Skybound, again, for leaving the TikTok and coming through to the Purple app. TikTok, you guys would enjoy the Purple app stream so much more if you guys come through to the Purple app. Not only is it a better viewing experience, but you can join our Discord server from the Purple app, which is where we host watch parties every night. We're doing another watch party tonight of Thunder Spurs. These watch parties have been insane. If you guys are like me and don't have real friends in real life who enjoy basketball, My Discord server is the best place to be to make friends that talk basketball, friends that love basketball as much as you, maybe even more. And get this, if you guys watch 3 Twitch streams in a row, I will personally gift you a $6 subscription. All you got to do, if you complain about ads, that's fine. Just come to the Purple app and somebody will gift you. I will gift you a $6 subscription if you just watch 3 Twitch streams in a row. Now, I'd like to read a text off because I read this text off to my watch party last night and they were all saying, shout out Pops. My dad texted me right before this game started and he said, for once in my entire life, I am pulling for the New York Knicks. I cannot even believe that I'm saying that, but we will be cheering for Jalen Brunson. When I tell you, my dad respects good hoops. He respects good hoops. He does. And he's watching the Knicks. My dad is straight up texting me about don't count the Knicks out. Don't count the Knicks out. He texted me at the end of this game. My dad knows ball. He said the Knicks coach called the timeout. Blah, blah, blah. He said at least the Knicks have a chance against the Thunder or Spurs. He said don't count New York out. Brunson played circles around the beard toward the end. He couldn't keep up with him. My dad is telling me that. My dad watched a total of, I don't know, dad, respectfully, 10 regular season games? Maybe 15 regular season games this season? Maybe 20, 25, excluding the Pistons. And now he's watching all these playoff games and even he knows. I'd like to give a shout out to my boy Jay Mum. Thank you for the follow on the Purple app. I appreciate you very much. Shout out to you for leaving the TikTok and coming through to the Purple app. Much love. Be sure to join our Discord server as well. We'd love to have you. Let's talk about the adjustments that both teams need to make. Okay? Let's talk about the adjustments that both teams need to make. Now, who do you guys want me to start with? The Knicks and their adjustments or the Cavs and their adjustments? Because I think the Knicks adjustment is going to be much easier than the Cavs adjustment. Okay, so you guys want to see the Cavs. I got you. Let's start with the Cavs, okay? Listen, you guys know what their adjustment is? Play like how you did in the first 3 quarters. Play through Donovan Mitchell. And you got to get the bigs involved. In the first quarter, Evan Mobley had 1 point. Jared Allen had 0 points. The second quarter, Evan Mobley had 4 points. Jared Allen had 3 points. In the third quarter, and this is the best basketball that the Cavs have played all season long, Evan Mobley scored 7 points in 9 minutes. Jared Allen scored 5 points in 8 minutes. And then they completely went away from them. They stopped giving them the ball. They said, if you want the ball, grab a rebound. That's what they started to do. You need to do what worked in Game 7 against Detroit. You need to do what worked in the first 3 quarters of this Knicks game. And Kenny, I have prided you in making some adjustments. The issue is you just take too long to make the adjustments. Just like your boy JB Dickerstaff over there for the Pistons. You guys are good at making adjustments. You guys just take too long to make the adjustment. So Cavs fans, I think your adjustment, it's genuinely just play through Donovan Mitchell and don't live or die by him taking a shot, but live or die by him knowing what to do with the ball in his hands. Fish Gills, thank you so much for the Prime sub on the Purple app. I appreciate it. Yo, again, TikTok. The Purple app is a much better viewing experience for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and end the TikTok because I'm telling you, you got to watch on the Purple app. Remember, if you watch 3 streams over here, I will personally gift you a $6 subscription, and you're going to be missing out on the watch party in the Discord server tonight. Don't you want to be a part of that? Come to the Purple app, join the Discord, drop a follow, because I'm ending the TikTok. Love y'all, bro. We're still live on Twitch, all right? Electro Frost, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Much love, bro. I'm just doing this, by the way, to get people to come to the Twitch, so I will be restarting it here in a second. So, that's my adjustment for the Cavs. And that's a great question that Raz is asking. So if Donovan has a bad scoring night, do you still play through him with the playmaking with the ball? I still would, absolutely. I absolutely still would play through him, even if he's having a bad shooting night, because you just have to trust that he will make the pass. You have to trust that he will make the pass. And in game 7 against the Pistons, he did. And in this game, he was until the fourth quarter where he didn't want to touch the ball. That's another thing. That's another adjustment that I got to tell you guys about. Donovan Mitchell, I'm putting this loss on you and Kenny. I'm putting this loss on Kenny and Donovan Mitchell. Your $50 million guard cannot go 17 minutes without coming and bringing the ball down the court. You can't. You can't do that and expect to win a game. You know what Harden's going to give you. You know absolutely what James Harden's going to give you. He's only going to get worse. He's only going to get worse. So your goal here needs to be get the bigs involved. Get the bigs involved. You had Cat in foul trouble and you stopped attacking him. You stopped. I said the X factor in this series is going to be who wins the matchup. Evan Mobley or Karl Anthony Towns. And last night, Karl Anthony Towns, he didn't win the matchup. And last night, Evan Mobley, he didn't win the matchup. It came down to the guards. You know why? They stopped getting Evan Mobley involved and they stopped getting Karl Anthony Towns involved. And that was the game. The bigs canceled each other out. And if you're the Cavs, that's how you lose. Because then you are saying, hey, James Harden, can you beat Jalen Brunson for us? Hey, Donovan Mitchell, can you beat oh my God, that comment just got me so out of sorts. I apologize. This guy came in from the TikTok stream and said, you don't know ball, bomber. It's been a minute since I've had a comment like that. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for that comment. I'm going to remember that one for the next 5 minutes. You are begging James Harden. I'm sorry. I missed those comments, man. Okay, just quick background on myself. I used to be a gaming creator. I used to stream Rebirth Island, Call of Duty Zombies, just Call of Duty in general. Those comments were every day, bro. Those kinds of comments were every day. Those are my favorite. Don't tell me them. Don't tell me them because I will ban you. But as far as like comments go, that is genuinely like my favorite thing to get. It just juices me, bro. It just gets me hyped. If you want to watch, come through to the Purple app, guys. Come through to the Purple app. Be sure to join the Discord as well. That's where we host our watch parties. Let's continue. If you are allowing Evan Mobley to get canceled out by Karl Anthony Towns, you are then begging James Harden to outperform Jalen Brunson. You are then begging Donovan Mitchell to outperform Jalen Brunson. And I can tell you right now, I don't care if James Harden and Donovan Mitchell score 75 points in a game. I don't care. Let them score 75. The only thing that matters is what do you allow the bigs to do that game? Because if you allow James Harden and Donovan Mitchell to go for 75, but you're also allowing Jared Allen to go for 15 and Evan Mobley 18, you lost that game. You're not winning that game. Especially in the playoffs. You're not winning that game. But if you allow Evan Mobley to get going, Jared Allen to get involved, you don't have to worry about them scoring that many points. You don't have to rely on that. You don't have to rely on that at all. And you can talk about the wings all you want, but we all know the Cleveland Cavaliers have some of the weakest wing rotation out of all the playoff teams remaining. So when you talk wings, you got Wingstop in OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, who I didn't even talk about, which I think I do need to talk about here in a second, and I will. But those are the Cavs adjustments. You got to get the bigs involved. If you don't, you lose. You're not going to win the series. And for the Knicks, I do have to talk about OG. OG, I'm not going to get on your case. First game back from injury. I'm not going to get upset with you. OG, he had 13 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. I think his defense was okay. Definitely not OG standards. OG was, he was great in OT other than the air ball. I went back and counted the air balls. OG Anunoby had 5 air balls last night. 5. He was 2 for 9. That's pure rust. Just so we're all clear. 5 air balls in a playoff game, that's just rust. Don't worry about OG. Don't worry about him at all. His shot sucked when he came back from his injury earlier in the season as well. Hopefully it only takes a couple games of rust to get it off because you can't have OG shooting 2 for... You're not going to win a playoff game against an actual competent team. If OG Anunoby, who in my opinion is like your most important player outside of I'd say OG Anunoby is like the Asar to Cade is that OG to Brunson. You know what I mean? So like you need OG to perform. But at this point in time, it didn't matter because you outcoached Kenny Atkinson. Well, actually, you really didn't. You put Landry Shamet in, who I said needed to go in. That was your one adjustment. And there's something that you guys, I hope, paid attention to in the fourth quarter that they no longer did. Yes, they played Brunson ball, but what they didn't do is they weren't playing through Cat in the fourth quarter. And I'm not here to insult Karl Anthony Towns at all. He had 13 and 13 last night, 5 assists, right? But he had 7 turnovers. Cat, you got to shoot that three. You got to shoot it. I know you're 1 for 5. You're not going to go 1 for 5 again in the playoffs. You're not. I believe in you. You're not going to do that. They're not going to be playing through Cat much for the rest of these playoffs. If they go to the finals, they're not going to. And I think this is probably like the best case scenario, okay? Because let's talk about this real quick. In the first round, Cat was against Onyeka and Kongwu. So they started playing through Cat and using him as a point center, and it worked. In the second round, he was up against Andre Drummond and Joel Embiid. Another 2 guys that cannot press Cat. They can't press Cat. So, point center Cat prevailed again. Now in this series, he's being defended. Not just defended, by a really good defender, former Defensive Player of the Year in Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley is not going to allow you to just stand at the top of the key and just hold the ball like this. He's not going to let you do that. Evan Mobley is going to be pressing up on you, and this is something that you have to prepare for. Because Knicks, if you guys make the finals, and you're up against the Thunder, Chet, not going to allow Cat to do that. If you're up against the Spurs, Wemby is not going to allow you to do that. He's not. He's not at all. And you saw Mike Brown do away with that strategy in the fourth quarter. Mike Brown's a great coach. I love Mike Brown. I've been telling Knicks fans all year, be patient with him. He takes a minute to adjust, but his adjustment is like so good. It's simple. It's obvious. To the NBA sweats, but it's not obvious to the casuals. I bet a lot of people in that building were thinking, man, why are we losing? Basically, what this game came down to is exactly how I predicted it. I just didn't expect it to go this way. I said the Knicks would be rusty. And then they would come back in the fourth quarter and win the game. I'm not going to take credit for this. I will take credit for the Landry Shamet take. I will take credit for the Karl Anthony Towns take. Point center's not going to work in this series. Point center's not going to work in the finals. So it's a good thing it's happening now because whoever you play in the finals, they're not going to allow point center to be a thing. They're not. They're not at all. So that's the adjustment moving forward. What now are we going to do? And in the fourth quarter, you saw what they were going to do. It wasn't Brunson hero ball. Believe it or not, last night, ladies and gentlemen, it was not Brunson hero ball. It started as Brunson hero ball because he was just getting foul. But it didn't end with Brunson hero ball. Yeah, he hit some clutch shots. Don't get me wrong. He hit some clutch ass shots. He hit the layup that sent this game into OT. The Cavs had a chance to win the game, but Sam Merrill missed. What they did last night was not Brunson hero ball. Brunson hero ball is typically Brunson at the top of the key, just dribble, post move, pass out, get the ball back. Last night, they were running ghost screens with Mikal Bridges, who I got to talk about now. Mikal Bridges had an incredible night, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, plus 12. He had 3 turnovers, but he shot 7 for 11 and 2 for 4 from deep. He had a huge 3 at the end of this game. Mikal Bridges was just setting ghost screen after ghost screen after ghost screen after ghost screen. Jay-Z, what's a ghost screen? A ghost screen is simple. You see players who don't set actual screens, set ghost screens. Just to name a few, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Mikal Bridges, those kinds of guys set ghost screens where they're not actually going to stop your defender. They are going specifically to bring their defender up and force a switch. Why the Cavs allowed the switch over and over again? I don't know. But it worked. He was attacking James Harden. When they threw the double and triple in the paint, kicked it out to Mikal Bridges, kicked it out to Landry Shamet, kicked it out to OG Anunoby, kicked it out to Cat. Didn't matter who he kicked it out to. The point is that he kicked it out. So you want my adjustment. That's your adjustment right there. Keep setting those ghost screens. Don't get too focused on attacking Harden. Attack Mitchell too. Mitchell's small. Mitchell's really small. He's not that big. I think Mitchell's 6'2", maybe 6'3" at tallest. Mitchell's wide, but he doesn't defend either. Attack Harden, attack Mitchell, and be sure to pay attention to that ghost screen and kick out. I guarantee you will not see much of the cat at the top of the key point center. That's their adjustment. Mitchell's 6'1", 6'2", apparently, yeah. So based off of those few adjustments for each team, ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you a question. Which one do you think is more sustainable in this series? The Cavaliers going through their big man? Starting with Donovan Mitchell and going through their big man? And stop switching on ghost screens? Or do you think just simply not playing through cat is an easier adjustment? I don't know about you guys, but when you have as good of a player as Jalen Brunson at your helm leading your team, I can't think of an easier adjustment than that. You can mix it up with a cat kickouts. You can mix it up with a cat at the top of the key, but you can't run with it against Evan Mobley. You just can't. That's not going to work. That's pretty much all I have to. Say about this game. I thought it was really entertaining at the end, and I think the best part about it is that I got to watch with my community again. I know a lot of people in the TikTok are all going back and rewinding and talking about things I talked about 30 minutes ago, and that's okay. If you guys want to watch the show, we post these on the Jay-Z Courtside YouTube channel, Spotify, and Apple. If you guys want those links, it's in my Purple app stream. And again, if you guys want to enjoy the show to your utmost capability and even watch the games with us, talk with us, hang out with us, me and my community, hang out and talk with me, just join our Discord server. We're hosting another watch party tonight of Thunder versus Spurs. The last two watch parties are bangers. So if you guys want to make some friends that watch basketball, definitely come through to the Purple app and join the Discord so you can watch the game with us. All right. So somebody in the TikTok said, bro, the game ended literally hours ago. Stop milking it respectfully. Does Buddy think that I've been here all night talking about this game? This is the next morning breaking down the game. This is my job, and I'm going to continue to do it respectfully. Thank you for your concern. What's your name? Turdy? Yeah, that makes sense. Enjoy life, Turdy. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to another topic. All right. My next topic is, this one didn't catch me by surprise. I predicted this as well. I was wondering why they were taking so long, but Jason Kidd is now out as the head coach of the Dallas Mavericks. And this doesn't surprise me whatsoever. It shouldn't surprise you either. They traded Luka Doncic. The reason why they got Jason Kidd to begin with to be a head coach, they traded Luka, and he didn't want to be there anymore. That's all. I mean, this is not what Jason Kidd signed up for. So the wording here is important as well. Jason Kidd is out as coach of the Dallas Mavericks. Because in case you guys don't know, President Masai Ujiri from the Toronto Raptors is now the GM there. Came out of retirement to do this. I don't know who they're going to pick up, but all I can tell you is Jason Kidd walked into that office and said, I'm done, man. I don't want to do this. And to be honest, am I crazy for saying I want Jason Kidd to be the coach of the Orlando Magic? Don't try talking me out of that. Jason Kidd turned Giannis Antetokounmpo into a point guard, point forward. Jason Kidd developed Cooper Flag a lot this year in his ball handling. I got to be honest, everybody. I think I want Jason Kidd to the Orlando Magic. I think it would benefit Paolo Banchero a lot. I think he'd lose weight. I think Jason Kidd could work wonders. He would work wonders for Paolo Banchero in Orlando. I think that's probably the move this offseason. I hope as soon as this happened, the Magic's GM just called him and said, get over in Orlando right now. Meet me at Disney World. Let's go drink around the world at Epcot. And I hope they showed him a good ass time because I really do think that Jason Kidd could work wonders out in Orlando. I really do. Yeah, and he has experience developing a reliable shot. He's got some really good shooting coaches. So I like the idea of Jason Kidd down south in Orlando. I think that'll be a good move. I see somebody in the TikTok talking about he should go to the Bulls. The Bulls are in full rebuild. I think the Bulls just need a new coach that has never coached the NBA. They're in full rebuild. I think just bring up a new, like a college coach or somebody, just somebody. Bring in a fresh blood. You don't want a coach with actual experience to take that job. You want a brand new guy for that job. For the Magic, however, I think that's a great pickup. They should pick up Jason Kidd. I hope to see in the next couple days. Jason Kidd signed a 5-year coaching deal for the Orlando Magic. I hope. And yeah, that's about all the news that I have, guys. That's pretty much it. The NBA season is slowing down a little bit. We got to get ready for the offseason. But in the meantime, man, we got another game tonight. Y'all. We got Thunder versus Spurs. So let's go ahead and break that down, and I'll give you guys my prediction for tonight. If you guys want to watch this game with me, talk with my community, join our Purple app stream. The Purple app stream, you guys see it right there, down there. And join our Discord, because we are going to be hosting a watch party tonight. This will be the 4th night in the row where we host a watch party. So like I said, if you guys want to talk with me and the rest of my community, be sure to join the Purple app and then join the Discord. All right. The Spotify link is also in the Purple app. Any link you need is in the Purple app. And we will be doing this live watch party in my Discord server. So tonight, the Oklahoma City Thunder are favored by 6.5 again. So download it. They're favored by 6.5. And I think this is probably the Thunder game. This is probably, I predict the Thunder to come out swinging tonight. I really do. I think they're going to come out swinging. I don't know if Chet needs to have a better game. Here's the thing. Shea's going to have a better game. Dort's probably going to have a better game. De'Aaron Fox is probably coming back tonight as well. Listen, guys, if the Thunder lose this one, Giannis better start learning how to speak Oklahoma, bruh. Like, genuinely. If they lose tonight, it's so raps. It's so beyond raps. So I think Isaiah Joe needs more minutes. I think Aaron Wiggins probably needs more minutes. Caruso is going to go for a solid 6 points. J-Dub, he's probably going to have another good game. But Shea, I'm expecting a 40 piece and 15 free throws tonight. Genuinely, I am. I got the Thunder winning tonight. I'm expecting a huge game from Shea. I think they learned how they can't use Isaiah Hartenstein. Isaiah Hartenstein cannot be on the court because it just allows Wemby to camp in the paint. So I think, I don't think they're going to start Isaiah Hartenstein this game. People are telling me Aaron Wiggins doesn't need more minutes, but if nobody's hitting shots, you got to just try people to see if they can hit shots. But yeah, AJ Mitchell's going to have to step it up. The offense is going to have to step it up. The defense was fine. They forced a lot of turnovers. His confidence is down the gutter. I feel bad for Aaron Wiggins. Isaiah Joe, then. I need more minutes from Isaiah Joe. There, is that better? I need some more minutes from Isaiah Joe. I think tonight you might see some Kenrich Williams. I mean, bro, this series is interesting because the Thunder still have the best depth in the NBA. So at this point, I'm just looking at Shea. And I'm just saying, Shea, can you take me home? We all know Caruso's not going to have a 30-point game. That's not a hot take. We all know that. But again, we all know the Spurs as well are not going to have that shit of a shooting night either. The Thunder shot 37% from 3. They'll be happy shooting 37% from 3. Shea was just missing the shots that Shea normally hits. That's all it comes down to. Shea was missing all the shots he normally hits. Chet wasn't taking any threes. J-Will wasn't good either. I mean, let's be real here. AJ wasn't good. Like, nobody really had a good shooting game except Alex Caruso for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Shea's going to make the shots that he missed. Chet needs to take the threes that he wasn't taking, this guy. The entire time that we were in that watch party, we kept saying, why is this dude not shooting the ball? I think J-Dub will even shoot from 3 better. You're gonna need to try something on Wemby, man. You're gonna need to try something because you can't just allow this guy to continue to sit in the paint and like that. He's just dominating you. You can't allow it. I don't know what the defensive matchup is. I don't know if Chet just needs to suck it up and try defending him. But I don't know. It's not to say Alex Caruso was playing poorly defensively against him. I just think that Chet, He's got to do something, man. He's got to do something. If the Thunder have any hope of winning the series, it's going to be because Chet. I'm not saying he needs to drop 25 points. I'm saying you need to shoot the three when they're giving you the three. And I think he just needs to stay on the perimeter on Wemby, because Wemby keeps getting into the mid-range, and then he's just throwing these little middies and hooks, and it's just automatic. I got the Thunder winning tonight. And if you guys want to watch the game with me and the rest of my community, join the Purple app. Join the Discord server. My man, News Network, thank you for the follow on the Purple app, bro. I appreciate it. This is a must-win. This is absolutely a must-win. You cannot lose home court. You can't lose both full home court games unless you're the Indiana Pacers, bro, which I don't think the Spurs entirely are. You can't lose both games at home, bro. You can't. You gotta win. So yeah, I got OKC winning tonight. I'm not rooting for anybody. Well, actually, I am rooting for Oklahoma tonight. I'm sorry, Spurs fans. I am rooting for Oklahoma. I want a 7-game series. I want a long series. I just don't want the NBA season to end. That's all. I want a long series. So tonight, hopefully, it's another competitive game. Hopefully, it's another fun one. And hopefully, you guys join my Discord server so we can watch it together. If you guys want to join the Discord, again, join the Purple app. My stud of the night last night was pretty simple. Last night, right? It's Jalen Brunson. 46 minutes played, 38 points. He had 15 in the fourth quarter, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals. He was a plus 15, and he shot 15 for 29 throughout that entire game. And he had 7 for 10 from the free throw line, but 1 for 6 from 3. Jalen Brunson, you were incredible last night, man. You were incredible. They're hiding you so well on defense, and it begs the question why the Cavs can't do that as well. I don't know. Yeah, Jalen Brunson's my stud of the night. He's won a lot of those this year. So shout out Jalen Brunson. Huge. What a player, man. What a freaking player. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's all I got for y'all today. TikTok, we're still live on the Purple app, all right? We're still live on Twitch, so come through, guys. We are live on Twitch. If you guys want to watch the game tonight with us, you got to come through to the Twitch stream. Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. Okay, podcast listeners, be sure to leave a 5-star rating and review. I appreciate all you guys so very much for listening and watching. Not bad of a podcast for 47 minutes to talk about one game. I appreciate everybody very much. I'll catch you guys tonight for the watch party. Twitch chat, be sure to stick around. YouTube, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, all that jazz. Podcast listeners, 5-star rating and review. And until tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern, guys, I got nothing left to say except for thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. And as always, guys, thank you for watching / listening. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Love y'all.